Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. A quick update for Bitcoin. So what did we saw and what do we expect later? So as expected today in the intraday, I said okay, we want to see a move toward the upside, and here we go. We got it. We entered the blue box, but it's not done yet. Of course, this is only one leg, which is your wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, that it might enter, of course, inside the blue box to finish a wave C. Now, I need you to understand this scenario. Of course, in case we finish in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, this is gonna finish a wave C, of course, a normal 3 waves toward the upside, and that because, of course, this wave 5 is belonging to a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. Finishing a wave C after a wave B here sideways, and having, of course, a wave A. All right, so that would finish perfectly, of course, and below the 1.727, below the 100K. It might hit, of course, the 100K and then moving toward the downside, which is a very psychological number. Everyone entering on the 100K, oh, we're going for a new all-time high and so on, and all the ways and institutions just sell the 100K. And this is, of course, the trap that you might have, of course, in this case scenario, and that's why it is very dangerous, of course, to enter a bull run during a bear market, because it can drop from anywhere. Nobody knows where. This is a problem. And of course, as a W, X, Y, X, and a Z, we have a scenario here that it might unfold as well. Very important. As you might see in the previous scenario, you would like to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The difference here, what if you have finished now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A with this wave 5, you're getting into a wave B correction, and you get a new impulse for the 100K or around it, okay, and then finishing a wave A, B, and a C for a wave Z. And that means, because of the sideways as axis here, definitely, because they cannot be double 1, 2 as both sideways, and triangles both, by the way, which is incredibly unacceptable for Elliott wave. Otherwise, we have to close the channel and do not analyze a Bitcoin anymore, because yeah, I mean, breaking the rules with Elliott wave, that's not nice. And of course, it's not nice for me as an analyst if I say, oh, we are bullish, yeah. So I cannot give it a 1-2. So I'm not looking for the all-time high. This is what I'm saying, guys. And when I say I'm not bullish, it means I'm not looking for the all-time high. We are in a bear market. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how much you will move towards the upside, you will not take this high. Basically, what I'm seeing here in this case scenario, if we have W, X, Y, X, and a Z, this might finish, of course, a zigzag at 1-to-1 fib level with ABC, finishing ABC correction as for X, ABC correction for X, ABC finishing a wave Z. In this case scenario, you got a very complex structure toward the upside. And this is, of course, psychology, because, you know, boom boys and a lot of influence, like right now, is getting inside Bitcoin. And yeah, we're looking for a new bull run, right? So, and a lot of sellers are already still waiting from the top. Yeah, so a lot of sellers end up talking about ways institutions are just waiting here. Okay, so they will not let you get closer. Yeah, so just to let you know, this is how markets work as well. So once you reach the 100K, you might get in, but the big guys will just get out. Okay, so just to let you know. Basically, what it might be here as a W, X, Y, X, and a Z after another complex structure, which it also can be a W, X, Y, X, and a Z, but preferably here to be in W, X, and a Y, to not repeat like the same, because of course here you can be W, X, and a Y, double zigzag, as you can see with an X in between. And here is easy to give it. Yeah, you can find the matching zigzags together. But in this structure here, you cannot find a W, X, and a Y, Because if you give a W here, this is your X, and this might be your wave Y. Look at the wave Y, how much big it is in comparison with the W. And that means, of course, here is 100% much higher potential to be, of course, as a WXY, X, and a Z, rather than being, of course, a WX and Y. Yeah, because you can see matching zigzags as the W, the Y, and the Z. They are very matching, and of course with the triangles in between as axis sideways both. And because they are sideways both, I cannot give them a 1 2 1 2, right? Because this is definitely not a wave 3, not 1 2 3, because this is very shallow, and you cannot have 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Because this is, of course, double sideways in a triangle, in an impulse, which there is no alternation at all, and also both are not hitting even the 0.38. So that's insane. So of course, if this happened again, that's not good for Elliott wave rules, and therefore, of course, yeah, this has broken the rules. In case we take the all-time high, yeah, in case we take the all-time high. But so far, we did not took the all-time high. Basically, I'm looking for the 100K or around it as an A, B, and a C. And then, yeah, if this happened, our scenario is a massive wave C toward the downside. We're talking about the 68K, 60Ks even. So we're talking here, if you take the A, B, and a C, so you have a 3 waves down, very complex structure, corrective for a wave B, and you're looking for a wave C here. This, if we get a wave Z here, meaning a zigzag rather than an impulse continuation, you might have a very fast, aggressive impulse toward the downside, flashing everyone just in a matter of 2-3 days. Yeah, and we're talking about something like this. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and a 5. As it might be really aggressive. Now, when we get, of course, inside this one, the impulse, inside the impulse, what are the possibilities? They can be the same A, B, and a C as an impulse, but it might not be aggressive as we finish in W, X, Y, X, and a Z. Yeah. The W, X, Y, X, and a Z might be very aggressive, but this one might be normal impulse. It might be ending diagonal, or it might be 3 ways toward the downside and then continuation for higher later on. Those are the possibilities when you finish in A, B, and a C. And the difference is on the lower time frame is, of course, that you finish, whether you finish in an impulse here or you finish in a zigzag. One of these scenarios, zigzag like this one. And this will be defined with the next price action. If we get a bigger correction and a little bit deeper, like 3 waves, and moving up again, this is a wave C. Yeah? And if we get, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 continuation right now directly, finishing this as a big impulse, that means, of course, you finished a wave A here, which is exactly this one. Yeah. You finish, of course, a wave C, wave 5, wave C as an impulse, and of course, we're gonna move toward the downside. It might be corrective, it might not be aggressive as the other scenario. Yeah, so these are, guys, the updates. This is what I see for the market. Again, I'm not seeing, of course, a new all-time high yet. I just see a corrective wave here moving towards the upside. That's all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.